Well, students, good evening to all of you. Student, as you know that this is a exam preparation class of D.Ed semester 4, right, guys? And you know that, date sheet has already come. So today we will discuss all the things. First, we'll discuss a little bit about date sheet, then exam preparation class, then, one PPT I have made for assessment and evaluation. Then we will discuss the last year paper, as you know that in the exam preparation class. I start my session with the date sheet, right, guys? So as you are aware that there are 9 papers in our semester 4. Okay, these are the name of the paper which you have to give, right? And only first paper. Before starting the lecture, guys, I request to all of you, please, you should have copy and pen, okay, so that important things now you can note it, right? Because this is a exam preparation class, right? So you should have copy and pen so that important things you can note it. Later on, when I'll finish my all the things, then we will discuss, right? 15-20 minutes I'll discuss. There would be a live session with you. Okay. So these are the 9 papers I have translated from your date sheet, which I have downloaded from Punjabi University Patiala website, right? The first paper is assessment for learning on 1st June, right? Again, second paper, gender, school and society on 3rd, inclusive on 6th, understanding the self on 8th, reading and reflecting on text on 10th, strengthening language proficiency on 13th, health and physical education on 15th. These 7 papers are compulsory paper. 2 papers because 99% or 100% students, they take guidance and counseling and environment education. That's why I have written. Okay, on 26th, and last environment education is on July 8. So guys, out of the 9 paper, the first paper is only 3 hours, right? The first paper is only 3 hours. Rest of all the paper are of 1.5 hour, right? So I open my second PPT, which will clear you about this. So this is the second PPT, right? Exam preparation class. So these are your papers, right? 9 papers, huh? As you have seen already on in the date sheet. Okay. So assessment for learning is of 100 marks paper, 70 marks paper would come, theory marks, right? Right. 30 marks are of practical, Hana, you know that. Rest of the paper are of 1.5 hours, यानी कि 1.5 घंटे के पेपर होंगे. Okay. And rest of the paper are of 35 marks. Okay. Now what you have to do, like in the first paper, assessment for learning, that 3 semester you have covered. Okay. Always in the paper there are 3 sections, right, guys? Right? In a section 1, sections A, I'm talking about your first paper, assessment for learning. Today is the exam preparation class of the first paper, assessment for learning. But I'm telling you a little bit about you all the things, right? In the section A, there would be the 4 questions. Out of the 4, you have to attempt 2 questions, right? Similarly, in a section B, there would be a 4 questions. Out of a 4 questions, you have to attempt 2 questions, right? It means 4 long questions. And in the C sections, there will be no choice and short answers, questions which you have to attempt all, right? Long questions are of 10 marks, 10 into 4, 40, and 10 questions are of 3 marks, 10 into 3, 30, 40 plus 30, 70 marks, right? There is a first paper I am talking about. Rest of the paper, second se leke, from second onwards to ninth, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, they would come off 35 marks, right? You have to attempt 2 questions, 2 long and 5 short questions, right, guys? So this PPT I have already shared with you, right? This is a syllabus PPT, you know that, right, guys? Already shared with you. Okay. Then I move to the directly from the paper 1, right? Because this is a exam preparation class of the paper 1, assessment for learning. So guys, under this, first of all, we have to understand the concept assessment and evaluation. There would be a lot of questions would come from the assessment side and the evaluation side, right guys? Even you can see in the syllabus. So what we do, side by side, we open the syllabus also, right? So this is your syllabus. This is your syllabus, right? Section A and B. Okay, I'm increasing the font size, assessment for learning, right? In a section A, you can see that there are 3 units, three, you can say that topics. Number one is assessment and evaluation. Under this, you have to do meaning, purpose of assessment and evaluation, then diagnostic, formative, and summative evaluation. Second is tool of assessment. Here we are talking about tool of assessment, right? Under is section A. Okay. So basically you have to remember the tools. First is assignment tool. Malab tools hai, these are the tools that are used to assess the students' learning, right? Assignment tool, project tool, test, and then after that test, objective and essay type test, their limitations, merits, and kind of test items and oral testing. Third is continuous and comprehensive evaluation. I increase the size a little bit more, right? Now it is clear to you, right? I'm, highlighting it. Continuous and comprehensive evaluation. Concept, significance, merits, and limitations. Right, guys? And in the section B may first part is for, statistical part, right? So sometime you get the numerical question, right? Along with you will get the theoretical question. Okay, guys? So under this, the statistical part, percentage, percentile, graphical representations of performance, then frequency distribution, central tendency, mean, median, mode, normal distribution, standard scores, and in the last, examinations reforms, right? Flexibility, quality, range of questions, school-based credit, alternative modes of examination. Okay. So now we talk about, strategy. What would be the strategy, guys, right? So you know that under a section A, right, there would be the 4 questions. Am I right? 4 questions would come. You have to attempt 2 questions. So the best thing is that, first of all, you should learn the, 2 question, which is easy for you, which you can stretch that. Okay. After that, go for, a third and, 4th one. So here, guys, I recommend to all of you, you all can note it. Okay. First, you do the first part, assessment and evaluation, because this is a very simple. Either questions would come from meaning, purpose, right? And, diagnostic, formative, and summative evaluation, right? Or, purpose of evaluations in the teaching learning process, such kind of a questions come, okay, from his, first part. And guys, easy part is the continuous and comprehensive evaluation, CCE, right? Because under this, you can see that there is a concept, significance, merits, and limitations, nothing else. Okay. So first, I will recommend you, cover your 2 part, from first assessment and evaluation, but you don't have to, leave even a single topic, right? You have to do whole of the things, assessment and evaluation. Second is continuous and comprehensive evaluation. Okay. This part, tool of assessment. Okay. Malab, you can learn for the short answer. Okay. First make this strategy. Okay. Later on, you can learn that. Okay. It depends on you. Right. Now, I'm telling you about section B. So guys, here, I recommend all of you, don't go for the numerical part, because naturally numerical questions would come and the theoretical questions would come. And now 4 questions would come in the section B, right? So, because what happens if you are a good in mathematics, if you are a good in statistics, Okay, then you can solve the numerical questions like percentile, and you have to put out the mean, median, mode, standard deviations, right? Or correlations वगैरह तो है नहीं है, right? So you can do that. This is also simple. You have to, if you want to solve the numerical questions, so then you have to learn the formulas, right? So in one lectures, I can share with you, formula of a mean sigma fx upon n, right? Median and mode, है mode ka formula, right? So this is the easy one and you can do the practice. Otherwise, if you are not good in statistics, so then what would be your strategy? Guys, learn the theoretical part of everything, because you have seen na last year paper, theories also come. Okay, it has written, define the merits and demerits of the mean, median, mode, central tendency, normal distributions, right? So go for the theoretical part, and last part, examinations reforms. This you have to, you must do, right? So this is your strategy part. Okay. So I move to the side by side. We have opened the syllabus. Then I move to the PPT, which we were discussing. So this we are already done, right? Assessment and evaluation. So first we understand about assessment and evaluation, right? So under this PPT, we will discuss about concept and meaning of assessment, uses and importance of assessment. Similarly, concept and meaning of evaluation, then interrelationship between assessment and evaluation. Right, guys? So first part we will cover. Anna, you have seen in the syllabus, the first part, right? Then third part is continuous and comprehensive evaluations. We will do directly from the notes, right? And rest of the part. So here we understand about assessment and evaluation, right, guys? So what is assessment? Assessment is a tool that measures or assesses how well the students achieve the learning outcome. Assessment is not just a test at the end of a unit. It is found in all the three learning components. Assessment is a content, process, and product, right? So last line we read that assessment is defined as a systematic way of acquiring, reviewing, and using information about someone or something so as to make improvement wherever necessary. So guys, here I just want to tell you, this is a very important topic in your B.Ed syllabus. You all are going to become a teacher. This is a very important thing. So don't learn for, finishing your paper and getting a good marks. Naturally, you will get a good marks. Okay. But, I want to tell you first, concept should be also clear that, right, guys? In this paper, about there is a assessment and evaluation. Huh? So guys, you have to understand what is the meaning of that. Why? Assessment, evaluation, it has come in the syllabus, and to whom they are talking. Okay, means to whom we are going to apply assessment and evaluation. So guys, we are talking about assessment and evaluation. We have to assess and evaluate the students' learning, right? Students' outcome, okay? Whether they have got or not, right? Because many times I have told to you, student is never ever weak. पूरी दुनिया में student weak नहीं होता है. Weak is a teacher. If I say the teacher is weak, it doesn't mean I'm, saying personally. It means, the method of the teacher is weak, right? The behavior of teacher is not good, right? Teacher doesn't know about the psychology. Teacher doesn't know about the teaching learning process, and teacher doesn't know about the assessment and evaluation. Whenever I say that teacher is weak, and always teacher is weak, research says that. So guys, that's why assessment and evaluations we are talking, we have to evaluate and assess the student's performance, whether the student has got or not, whatever you have taught, right? So that's why, in the first line, please see the first line. It is a tool. Guys, it is the hand of the teacher that measure how well the student achieve the learning outcome. Means the duty of teacher is not to finishing the syllabus and putting into the mind of the student. The job is not done, right? You have to see that whether your student has got this concept or not. After the lecture, immediately, you can take the feedback by asking the questions, by using the assessment tools. What are the assessment tools? Tests are the assessment tools. Tests are for essay type test, objective type test, project report. Huh? These are the tools you should have. You should have the knowledge. Being teacher, that's why, you know, your teaching would be effective, right? Because if the student is not developing, if the student is not going well in the class, there is a problem in the teacher, not in the student, guys, because teacher is not aware of these all the teaching methodology, right? So, right, in a detail, we learn a little bit more about assessment. On the second slide, assessment is an ongoing interactive process in which two parties are involved. Okay, who are the two parties? One is teacher, one is student. Assessor and SSC. Number second, assessor means who is a teacher, is a someone who assesses the performance based on the defined standard. Means teacher assess the learning outcome of the student based on the defined standard. What are the defined standard? Guys, we are talking about that particular test, right? Whether that test is standardized or not. ये भी होता है, देखो, this is also an important. Okay, if you are checking the, assessing the, evaluating the students learning outcome, okay, you have to measure with the defined standard, while SSC means student is someone who is being assessed. Okay, number third, we are talking about assessment. The process aim at determining the effectiveness of the overall performance of the assessee and the areas of improvement. Right, guys? This is also duty of the teacher. You have to see that in which area he or she is lacking, and you have to work on that areas. Right? Meaning of assessment in education. In education, the term assessment refers to the wide variety of methods and educator used to evaluate, measure, and document the academic readiness, learning progress, and skill acquisition of a student from preschool through college and adulthood. Assessment is carried out to see what children and young people know. Right? Means how much the student know, guys. First of all, it doesn't mean you directly has to go into the class and start teaching. Okay, at least you should know the level of the student. Okay, how much the knowledge they have. Then you have to start after finishing your lecture. Okay, immediately take the feedback from the student in the form of the assessment tools, right? Assessment is a very important for tracking progress, planning next step, reporting and involving parents, children and young people in learning, right? This is called, guys, teaching. And one more thing, assessment jo hoti hai, it is not only for the student. Okay, by the assessment you can improve your teaching also, because once you have taught in the class, okay, you are taking the feedback from the student in the form of the assessment tool, like test, by asking the oral questions. You just want to know that whether your student has got or not, because it should be your duty, guys, right? It doesn't mean there is a syllabus and you have to finish the syllabus pouring into the mind of the student, and leave everything student jane wo jane. It is not a teaching, right? This is the reason, guys, whenever you go for the interview, these things are checked. There is a panel over there. Okay, now directly they say that, okay, you are come for the teacher interview. Okay, please take this class, teach that class. So the way you are teaching to the class, they will judge that how much effective you are, whether you should be selected or rejected based upon your teaching. Because guys, teaching reflects in your behavior, right? You cannot hide that. Okay, so it reflects in your behavior, because when you are talking, okay, it reflects. So guys, you should have overall knowledge. That's why it's called teaching is not everybody's cup of tea. Okay, you should have thoroughly knowledge of the psychology, philosophy, teaching learning process. These all are teaching methodology. You are doing that. So in this paper, you should have knowledge of assessment, evaluation, assessment tools, evaluations tools, right? What is a CCE, comprehensive and continuous evaluation? These all things in the paper. It's a very easy. So again, we read that assessment is a very important for tracking progress, planning next step, reporting and involving parents, children and young people in learning. Then guys, you should proceed. Okay. Do you think that these all things you do while you are teaching? Okay. Up here, we, assessment, I think you have got, huh? Already I have taken the lecture, right? Assessment, it is clear to you. What is assessment basically? Assessment means immediately you take the feedback from the student. Okay, so it is a, reviewing everything, you should know about the student, how the student is going. According to the student, you have to go ahead. Okay, basically in this slide, we talk about two types of assessment. Okay, so guys, you have to remember, broadly, there are two types of assessments, two types, right? One is called formative assessment. One is called summative assessment. Okay. What is called formative and summative assessment? Okay. As the name suggested, name is given formative. Formative word has come from the formative, है ना? Form मतलब formative years, starting के years होते हैं, right? Formative assessment means you have to assess the students' learning immediately after your lecture. Your lecture is for the 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes. After the 40 minutes, okay, rest of last 5 minutes, you check the student by asking the questions. In a third semester, we are done that. If you remember, this is called the recapitulation. Okay, recapitulation involves some of the questions which you have to ask for the student in order to see that whether they have understood or not. Formative assessment, always you have to remember, it is taken immediately from the lecture. Okay, so it is a ongoing activity, interactive, है ना? Just we have learned. And summative क्या होता है guys? Summative, you know that as the name is given, summative means at the end. Summative assessment means you take the students' learning outcome, knowledge of the students' learning outcome at the end, summative. At the end, you conduct a test. For example, traditional method में हमारे होता था, what is, teacher is teaching in the class and after 1 year, they take the examination. Based on the examinations, they label the student. If they have got the 95%, he is intelligent. अगर कम लिए तो he is not intelligent. Summative means at the end, right? So I think concept is clear, right? Assessment is clear to you. What is assessment? Now there are two types of assessment. Formative is clear, summative is clear. Okay, now we read from the PPT. Formative assessment provides feedback and information during the instructional process. Instructional means, I'm talking with you, instruction, I'm passing the instruction, right? During the lecture process, during the instructional process. Okay. First, I am reading the formative. Second, देखिए, formative assessment measure student progress, but it can also assess your own progress as an instructor. है ना? मैंने आपको बोला था ना कि assessment doesn't means by the way of assessment you can improve your teaching even. You have taught to the student and you are assessing the student whether they have got or not. Okay, you find that you have taught to the student 40 minutes and after that, if you are asking the question, student are not responding well, it means lecture is not understood by the student in a very well way. So then guys, in the next day you have to use different method, or you have to ease your lecture. so that all of the students should be understood. This is the way of improving your teaching also. Right? It is written, formative assessment measures student progress, but it can also assess your own progress as an instructor or as an teacher or as an educator. Right? अभी मैं assessment ही on the side of a formative assessment I am reading from the PPT. A primary focus of a formative assessment is to identify areas that may need improvement. Right? These assessments typically are not graded and act as a measure or gauge to students' learning progress and to determine teaching effectiveness. Okay. And on the side of a summative assessment takes place after the learning has been completed and provides information and feedback that sums up the teaching and learning process. Already I have discussed na at the end, after giving all the things. Yeah, right? Typically, no more formal learning is taking place at this stage other than incidental learning, which might take place through the completion of a project and assignment. So, मोटा मोटा आपको समझ आ गया. Formative assessment is taken immediately after the lecture, after the instructional process. Summative as at the end. Okay. From the formative assessment, no doubt students improves as well as teachers can improve his or her teaching. Right. Summative may everything after given all the things, we assess the students' learning outcomes, right? Okay. Now, uses, purposes, and importance of a assessment, right? Whatever we are doing now, we are doing assessment, meaning, types, uses, and importance. Similarly, these all things we have to do under the evaluation, right? So we'll directly understand from the notes, right? That's why I have told you the first topic is easy and the third topic is easy under a section A. First is assessment and evaluation. Third topic is CCE, comprehensive and continuous evaluation, right? So now we talk about uses, purposes, importance of assessment. To identify gaps in the students' learning. देखो कितना important है. This is a duty of the teacher, right? You have to identify the gap of the student. You should know. You are teaching to a particular class, 7th class, 3rd class, 5th class, 9th class. You should know how many students are in your class. What is the gap? On which, areas you have to work more and more. And if you don't know about the assessment and tools of assessment, how you can do that, right? So then you say that the student is a weak. How the student is weak? Actually, teacher is a weak. And a teacher doesn't having the knowledge of these things, right, guys? Again, I'm reading to identify gaps in the students' learning and what remedial procedure should be adopted or should appropriate to reducing the learning gaps of the student. This is an important one, right? Very good line, right? You are the cause for learning. You are the cause for inspiring the students' learning. You are the cause for stimulating the learning power of the student, right? You are the cause for reducing the learning gaps of the student. Throughout a lesson or unit. Second is, throughout a lesson or unit, the teacher might want to check for understanding by using a formative assessment. It is a very much clear. Formative. आपको समझा दिया formative. जैसे we say that our baby hota hai, when the baby born, we say that this is the formative years of the baby. We have to give, good education, good manners, good nutrition to the baby so that, up to the end, baby would be okay. He will remain okay. Similarly, guys, in the formative years, you have to work more on your students, right? So formative word has come from that, right? Formative. Summative, always remember, summative means at the end. Either it comes in assessment, either it comes in evaluation. Got it? Next method, enhanced students' learning, development and engagement. Dekha, this is a dekha, always we talk na, in the teaching learning process. Next, assist student learning. Give me a second. Assist students learning. Then again, evaluate and improve teaching and learning programs, right? Next, provide information on students' learning and progress in a course in relations to the syllabus outcome. It is an easy one, everything, because we have discussed more about the assessment, because whatever the concept we have got now, we can write in the uses, purposes, and importance, guys. Okay. The last is provide evidence of satisfactory completion of a course. Okay, uses and purposes and importance we are done. Okay, now we talk about evaluation. Okay, so guys, both terms are used for the students' learning outcome, right? How much knowledge they have got. Okay, tracking the progress of the student. Okay, this teacher must do in their day-to-day teaching, right? The term evaluation is derived from the word value, which refers to the usefulness of a something. Therefore, evaluation is an examination of a something to measure its utility. Evaluation is a systematic and objective process of measuring someone or something, which an aim of a drawing conclusion using criteria usually governed by the set standards. Almost वही चीज है assessment and evaluations. Okay, there is a little difference between this. Okay, further we will do that. By making a comparison, it gauges the performance of a person, completed project, process, or a product to determine its worth or a significance, right? So almost wait is okay. From this now, we come to know that what is the relationship between assessment and evaluation. Okay, so this is the important, guys. अब देखो understand करो. The process of collecting, reviewing, and using data for the purpose of an improvement in the current performance. Here I'm using the word current. Okay, it is always associated with the assessment. Okay, current performance. Okay, you can note it. The process of a collecting, reviewing, and using data for the purpose of an improvement in the current performance is called assessment. And when we talk about the evaluation, it means a process of passing judgment on the basis of defined criteria and evidences is called evaluation. So evaluation means, so when we pass the judgment based upon the credit score of the student, based upon the examination score of the student. Okay, so when we talk about the current performance, the word is assessment is associated. When we talk about in last passing judgment based upon the grade, we pass some judgment, so then we called as a evaluation, right? This is a relationship. Both are using for the student performances, to check the student performance, to check the learning outcome of the student, tracking the student, making the student, becoming the student, develop, right? But assessment is on the current performance, evaluations on the passing judgment on the last, based upon the last score, right? Assessment is a diagnostic in nature, and it tends to identify areas of improvement. Okay, matlab, I explain you with the help of example. For example, student has promoted in the class of a 7th. Okay, in the month of a January, you have to teach up to the December. So January mein what happens? With the help of a assessment, you have come to know that, out of a 30 students in the class, 2-3 students having the problem of, learning problems, having the, right? Now you have come to know that they have the particular learning problems. It can be anything, dyslexia, it can be of, slow learners, है ना? कुछ भी हो सकता है. You have come to know about the 3 students. Guys, you have 11 months. You can work on the student. That's why it is called, it is a diagnostic in nature. But if they have given the exam in the end of a December, so then how you can identify the student? If they have got a less marks, so this is due to you, na guys, because you couldn't identify the students. Assessment is a diagnostic in nature as it tends to identify area of improvement. Evaluation is a judgmental because it aims at providing an overall grade. Right? Next, the purpose of assessment is formative. Formative way, starting years. To increase quality, whereas evaluation is all about judging quality. Therefore, the purpose is summative. Okay. फॉर्मेटिव समझाया था ना मैंने असेसमेंट में. असेसमेंट वन इज फॉर्मेटिव एंड सबमिटिव, है ना. नाउ you again you come to know that the purpose of evaluation is summative and the purpose of assessment is formative and diagnostic in nature. Got it? Assessment is concerned with process while evaluation focus on product. अब तो वो evaluate, if you are evaluating तब तक तो student has become the product. He has passed the examination or he has failed in the examination, तो product बन गया है, right? So it is a process. Assessment is a process because in a January, okay, in the starting month, you can identify the area of problems of the students. You can work on the area of problems of the students rest of the 11 month. But after teaching the whole year, guys, then you can do nothing. And this is due to you. Student has got less marks, couldn't develop, okay, killed the reasoning power of the students, whatever the result is, right? That's why, these two things are most important, right? Okay, now relationship in the form of a tabular form. You can say assessment is a process of a collecting. Number one, assessment is a process of a collecting, reviewing, and using data for the purpose of a improvement in the current performance. And evaluation, on the other side, number one, it is described as an act of passing judgment on the basis of set of standard. Second, assessment is diagnostic. Hana, you have understood. I have explained thoroughly to you. Second, judgment. Third is assessment is provides feedback on performance and areas of improvement. And on the other side, third point is evaluation determines the extent to which objectives are achieved. Assessment का nature formative है, evaluations का nature is summative. Assessment number fifth process, evaluation fifth is product. Sixth number assessment based on observation and positive and negative points. Six, based on the level of equality as per set standard, set by both the parties jointly, and it is not visible to me directly. So seventh is set by the evaluator, right? So guys, now you have come to know about the assessment. What is the assessment? Types of assessment. Okay, then we talked about the evaluation, then relationship between assessment and evaluations, right guys? Now we talk about our directly we come for the directly we go for the notes. Okay, side by side I open the paper also. Okay, so I think concept of assessment and evaluation is clear to you. This is your last year paper, right? I have shared with you. You can see that. Okay, and attempt any four, all questions carry equal marks. Okay, you can see that now. One questions paper I have sent you last year. Okay, one question paper of last year. Okay, so main basically you have to see both your paper. Okay, so no, you can see that defined evaluation and discuss its purpose. Okay, question has come, what is the formative assessment? Discuss its benefit. Discuss various types of a test items with suitable example. Means here is talking about test assessment tools, and write notes on the following: need and importance and assignments as a tool of assessment, merits and demerits of a continuous and comprehensive evaluations. Okay, so guys, you can see your syllabus. This is your syllabus. Okay, continuous and comprehensive evaluation, the one question has come from here, and even two questions has come from here, right? So if you do this now, so easily you can attempt your two questions. Okay, so I'm opening your PDF file which I have sent to you. Okay, I have solved the last year paper for you. Okay, first we have seen the date sheet, second exam preparation PPT, third in a PPT we have come to know about assessment and evaluation. Now directly we come from the PDF file. Okay, we will discuss all the questions which is covering your section A as well as around 5 or 6 questions of the section C, right? So first we discuss all the questions. Later on, we will see the last year paper and our question and our syllabus. Okay. So guys, the first question is, discuss the meaning and purpose of a evaluation in teaching learning process. Okay. ये last year में आया था, and you know next last year, two papers I have sent to you. Last year two papers I have sent to you. One is last year, one is last to last year. Okay, so both questions I have written. Okay, and define evaluation and discuss its purpose. Okay, so evaluation, that. Okay, we have already done that. It is a systematic process of determining to what extent instructional objective has been achieved, right? It is a process of a gathering and interpreting evidence regarding the problems and progress of an individual in achieving desirable educational goals. So guys, okay, if this questions comes, so first of all, you have to talk about evaluation. Okay, then if you can learn one or two definitions, you can do that. Then you have to define the purpose of evaluation. Then evaluations in teaching learning process. Okay, you can see the PDF file. I have explained, I have sold the paper for you. You can see that different headings I have made that. Okay, so first you have to talk about evaluation. So then you can give the definitions. Anyone you can learn the definitions. I have written 3 definitions. Okay, even you can learn the definition of a goods. According to the goods, evaluation is a process of a judging the value or something by certain appraisal, certain credit score, certain marks. We uh, we pass the judgment now, we have done, right? So evaluation is a process of a judging the value or something by certain appraisal. Camerson ki bhi definitions you can learn. According to the Camerson, the purpose of making overall judgment about one's work or a whole school work. Are you getting now? You are looking that now, guys. Even under the evaluation, now you will see the word overall judgment, whole school work. Okay, not the current. Current performance is associated with the assessment. Got it? Then characteristics of a evaluations you can define. Then purpose and functions of evaluation. Okay, what is the purpose of evaluations? Because it was in the questions now. Even purpose or your functions or same ही है, right? Placement functions, instructional functions, diagnostic functions, predictive functions, administrative functions. Some points are same of assessment and evaluations. Okay, but when we talk about diagnostic at the current level, and diagnostic functions at the end of level also, now we can diagnose that. Okay, guidance functions, motivation functions, development and research functions, and communication functions, right guys? So here you have to talk about purpose of evaluations. And then it was again asked by the examiner, evaluations in teaching and learning process. Okay, so here you have to talk about how the evaluation is important, right? Plays an important role in the teaching learning process. So I have made a very good notes for you. In a teaching learning process, the evaluation is the most and mandatory part of the process, right? So these all things, guys, you can see that it is easy for you. Okay, we will go little bit swiftly because we have done the PPT thoroughly. So that's why concept is clear to you. Okay, and it is a one time you will read that, you can learn it. Okay, and if you have any query, you can discuss with me. No worries, guys. ये देखो, some lines na I have underlined and I have bolded. Okay, this is important because you should know that the concept of in a broader way. Evaluation is a comprehensive term which includes testing and measurement and also qualitative description of a student behavior, right? Then guys, why the evaluation in teaching learning process, need and importance of evaluations in teaching learning process, right? So these all things, okay, you have to write it. Then need and importance of evaluations in teaching learning process. Okay, And last में conclusions, you have to give the conclusions. Already I have told you now, right? You know, whatever you have written above, you have to conclude at least, you know, 7 or 8 lines, 6, 7 lines, whatever you are done, right? So one questions we are done it. Okay. Second question is, it is in the paper now. We have just, you know, seen that. What is a formative assessment? Discuss its benefit. Assessment is clear to you now. Hana? Formative is cleared. Formative is related with the current performance. Hana? Each and everything. Now the question arises, what is a formative assessment, and discuss its benefit. What benefits honge? There would be a lot of benefits of that. Hana? We will come to know that the, you know, weak area of the student beforehand. We can work on that, right? We can motivate the students, right? You know, teaching learning process will become very effective, right? Student will start learning. These all the benefits we can write under the formative assessment once the concept of a formative assessment is clear to us, right? So guys, I have already discussed with you, you know, these all things. Formative assessment, first you have to talk, right? Then what are the benefits of a using formative assessment? Okay, you can make the point. Better focus on goals, improved learning environment. हो जाएगा ना? Once you will come to know that the learning area of the student beforehand, right? The learning of the student be improved. Okay, if they are not improving at the end, so guys, you didn't, you know, work on it. Better performance हो जाएगी, improved academic achievement, enhanced student motivation, personalized learning experience. Yes, it is a personalized learning experience, right? Increase student engagement and inspiration. Okay, जो भी टीचर है ना, if he complains ना, he or she complains कि students are not good, they are not, you know, going well, they are the weak. So actually the problem is in the teacher, not in the student. Got the guys now, right? Because we have come to know that if we know about the formative assessment, okay, these all the benefits we can get from the student. Teaching learning will become effective. Student will start, you know, taking interest in the class, right? Positive learning process, right? ये again फिर आ गया. Promotes self learning. It promotes the self learning. Formative assessment and student growth, you know, I have made a one paragraph more and in the conclusion. Okay, so 2 long questions we are done, right? Okay, third up, you can see that on the page number 16, I have a, you know, here the question has finished. Okay, but if you want to learn, guys, you can learn the advantages and disadvantages of a formative evaluation. Okay, so in that, you know, 2-3 pages I have talked about the advantages of a formative evaluation, right? Develop knowledge, plan for future, achieve success outcome, continuous improvement. तो continuous improvement होती है, right, student की, because you are not judging the student at the end, है ना? Immediately after your class, after 1 day, after 2 days, after weekly, you are taking the test. So what is happening? Continuous improvement हो रही है किसकी? स्टूडेंट की. जो भी अच्छे schools हैं, अच्छे teachers हैं, they're the good schools, good teachers. Okay, so they, you know, use these all the things, guys, right? If you want to become an effective teacher, good teacher, you should, you know, do these all the things. Provide rich picture, provide quick feedback, documentation, setting goals and plans, used in complex settings. Some of the disadvantages being, right? Time consuming and require resources. Naturally time consuming hai, require resources hai, because, you know, some students are not going with the class, है ना? Extra time you have to teach to the student. Sometimes the resources are not available in the schools. Sometimes you are willing to do that. Okay, your management, your principals are not providing such kind of a resources. So some disadvantages भी हैं इसके formative evaluations के. Hiring process, trained and qualified professionals. Okay, only the persons who is a, you know, gone through these all the teaching methodology with the help of the course, B.Ed, M.Ed, ETT, only the trained and qualified professionals they can do. If the teachers after doing the graduation, post graduation, they have become the teacher, they don't know about these things, right? Develop challenges, right? So these are some of the limitations you can do that. Okay, guys. So okay, one question has come. You can check your questions paper. Okay, under a section 1, the question has come. Write notes on the following. Well, fourth question has come. It has come in the two way, right? No doubt it would be of 10 marks, but 5 and 5 marks. Okay. The A part, it has come. Need and importance of assignment as a tool of assessment. Second, merits and demerits of a continuous and comprehensive evaluations, right? So ये तो questions है, it has come from, second वाला part था, from the, assessment tool. You remember na assessment tools, assignment, project, tests. Huh? Just see the syllabus. It is on page number 920 na. We come on page number 20. Just see the syllabus, right? ये देखिए. Guys, first now learn the syllabus. Okay, before starting, okay, whatever you are going to learn na, you should know the syllabus. It should be on your fingertip, right? ये देखो, this question has come from here, assignment. Right? ये देखो, assignment as a tool of assessment, project and test. Test है objective and essay type test, or their merits and limitations. Kinds of test item and oral testing, right? Right? So we go for our page number 20. Yes, right? Need and importance of assignment as a tool for assessment, and merits and demerits of a continuous and comprehensive evaluation. And in the last year, it has come full-fledged questions from explain the objective and characteristics of the continuous and comprehensive evaluation. You can check your questions paper. Last 2-year questions papers I have sent to you. Okay. And covering, section A, all the 4 questions. Got it? I've written, syllabus also. You can see that. This question is also covering your syllabus. Continuous and comprehensive evaluation. It is covering concept, significance, merits, and limitation. Right, guys? So starting from continuous and comprehensive evaluation. So क्या है continuous and comprehensive evaluation? Okay, first paragraph we read that. Again, we'll go swiftly, right? CCE. What is continuous and comprehensive evaluation? As the name suggested, so continuous and comprehensive, right? It is a school-based evaluation which covers all aspects of a school activity related to the child's development. Very important line hai. It refers to the school-based evaluation which covers all aspects of a school activity related to the child development. Right? You can judge the depth of this line. Okay? Because most of the time, I used to say that schools, buildings, they are meant for the child. Child is not meant for them, right? You can see that CCE refers to the school-based evaluation, which covers all aspects of a school activities related to the child's development. It emphasizes twofold objectives such as continuity of evaluation and assessment and learning outcome in a comprehensive manner. It covers all the domains of the learning. बहुत important line there, guys. This is the most important. Okay. Yes. I'm going to underline it and read it. Bold it. CCE covers all the domains of the learning. We have done in the psychology, now, right? What is the psychology? Psychology is a science of behavior, right? Said by the McDougall, right? And one of the educationist Drever has talked about there are 3 types of domains, right? कौन सी domains है? Cognitive, affective, and psychomotoric. यही होती हैं. These are the 3 domains, right? Cognitive is related with the students' intelligence, affective, emotional, psychomotoric, like motor activities, right? We judge the students by through these 3 domains. Now that's why it is called psychology is called a science of behavior. And behavior is divided into the three domain. We basically, what we do in the school, we work on the three domains of the student. Okay, either we work intellectual level, cognitive, affective level, and psychomotoric level. And CCE covers all the domains of the learning, either cognitive, affective, or psychomotoric domain. It treats evaluation as a development process. It treats evaluation as a developmental process. Evaluation in the cognitive domain is associated with the evaluations of a cognitive ability, such as knowledge, understanding and application. Evaluation in the affective domain means evaluations in the attributes such as attitude, motive, interest, and other personality traits. And evaluation in the psychomotor domain involves assessing learning skills, use their hands in handwriting, construction, and projects. These, this is a work. These all the three domains you have to work, not to finish the syllabus and say that, I'm a very good teacher. Okay. Right? Malla, you have to work on the cognitive domain of the student. Cognitive domain is talking about knowledge, understanding, application. You have to work on affective domain of the student, attitude of the student. Okay. You have to make good attitude of the student because he or she is copying you. 7-8 hours he's with you in the school and college. In the school, motives, interest, and psychomotoric domain talking about handwriting, construction, and project. Right? So guys, now we talk what the NPE 1986 talks about CCE. The National Policy of Education 1986 talks, which declares the comprehensive and continuous evaluation should include both scholastic and non-scholastic features of evaluation spread over the total duration of an instructional time. Right? Yani ki both scholastic related with the school and other part also, right? Other than. And what the NCF 2005 talks about? It talks about 2005, NCF 2005 talks suggests that a school-based continuous and comprehensive evaluation system be formed in order to. Okay, guys. So these are the four things. CCC existed. CCE came into existence. This purpose may, for one, minimize the stress of the children. Create evaluation comprehensive and regular or uniform. Give space for teachers for creative teaching. Give a tool for recognitions for producing learning with greater skill. Okay. You remember now, 10 years back, 15 years back, there was a lot of burden on the, there was a lot of stress, burden on the student. And you know that 10 years back, 15 years, 20 years back, students used to commit suicide, right? So then, during that time, CCE came into existence. Okay, minimize the stress of the children because, due to the, they have to get these marks and these things and a lot of pressure and burden given by the teachers and others. They started doing, suicide and others. So now we have to teach psychologically to the student, guys. Why we have to give the, burden to on the student? We what is our existence basically? We are the teacher. Okay, we should have the knowledge. We have to make the lecture very easy for the student. This is our job now, right? Right? So we shouldn't run away. Okay, because sometimes now it is not seen by the other person. Well, we know ourselves. As the Shakespeare has said that. Okay, if you want to check your character, check while you are in dark. Means what you are, you can better, tell, not the other persons. All right. So this is our duty. We have to, provide everything, facility for the student because we are the teacher. We are the torch bearer of the society, right? So this is the purpose. Okay. Last May, in CCE, students' performance in both scholastic and co-scholastic activities assessed. CCE aims to reduce the curricular workload on students and to improve the overall ability and skill of the student by means of evaluation of student performance in both types of activities. देखो ना, last line very important है, you can underline. everything has cleared about the CCE. Okay. So guys, we understand the two terms. Basically, CCE is two terms. One is continuous, one is comprehensive. Okay. So first, I have talked about continuous. Continuous means, guys, we are talking, okay, मतलब continuous assessment of the student. If you are doing now, take same example. On the month of a January, student has come in your class, and in the December, you have to teach, you have to take the exams. Up now in the January, guys, you have come to know that the areas of problems of the students, you are doing the continuous assessment. So naturally, there will be no burden on the student, no stress on the student. Student will get the very good result. So this is called the continuous, right? ये देखो formative आ गया, continuous, right? Now we talk about comprehensive. Comprehensive means first, CC comprehensive in nature, it takes care of the achievement of the learner in various school subjects from science, mathematics, and this. Matlab you have to check. This is called the co-scholastic abilities, right? Scholastic and co-scholastic abilities means we can say that the curriculum, kind of. Second, CC is a comprehensive in nature in terms of a tools and techniques used for evaluation of the learner, right? So ये देखो, it is written. It includes various tools like observation, interview, rating scale, checklist, document analysis, portfolios, anecdotal record, techniques of assessment like assignments, project, quizzes, debate, discussions, club activities, performance, experiments, etc. Do you think that you do these all things? This is a very much important, guys. You should do these all the things. Okay. And when you are doing these things, you are uh, bringing variation in your teaching. On a whole of the year, you are teaching, it becomes very boring and others, guys, right? So from these tools, guys, you should know that. Interview, observations, you should have the scales. You should have, being teacher, you are going to become a teacher. Now, this is your fourth semester only, right? You should have in, library in your, at your place, okay, where you are putting up, okay, in your room, in fact, okay, you should have a good books over there. Even you should have these all the scales, reading scales of good educationist, right? Interview scale, checklist, portfolio. Now you want to check, suppose, okay, you are a teacher, you want to check the IQ level of the student of a 30 students. You should know that. You should have a IQ level test in your library. Okay. Assignment, you can ask the students questions from with the help of assignments, project, quizzes, debates. And देखो, in this line it is clear that, okay, assessment tools, these are called the assessment tools. ये देखो, it is written techniques of assessment like assignment, है ना? Questions has come, assignment as a technique of assessment, है ना? Explain that. Project, ये देखो, project भी आ गया, दो चीजें आ गई in the syllabus. Quizzes, debate, discussions, club activity, performance, experiments. Right? Well, give one topic to the students and bifurcate the class. Okay, and say to the student, one has to talk about the favor and one has to talk about against. Okay, and you have to check that, and in the last you can conclude that. Guys, from that way, your teaching learning process will become very effective, right? After that, you talk about nature of continuous and comprehensive evaluations, right? Scholastic and co-scholastic area is defined here. You can learn that. Purpose of a continuous and comprehensive evaluation. Aims kya hai, right? Need and importance kya hai? It is a very simple. Merits kya hai, right? Yeah, advantages and sometimes disadvantages, right? ये guys आपका CCE questions भी खत्म हो गया. Okay. On the page of it 27, after the 26, okay, assessment has started. Assessment we all discuss in our PPT. Assessment refers to the process of gathering, synthesizing information from multiple sources, some or all which may be tests for the purpose of it discovering and documenting student strength and weakness. यही होता है ना assessment, right? ये meaning of assessment, ये देखो, I'm making the bold. Okay, on the page number 27. The nature of assessment, okay, you can learn it. Function of assessment, these are the functions. Tools and techniques of assessment tool. Okay. So, last time, it has come from the questions paper. If, okay, it is in the, this is the paper now. You know that in the, syllabus now, tools of assessment, second one. So what is the meaning of a tool of assessment? Matlab, now we are doing the, middle topic, tool of assessment. I told you na in a section A, okay, first you have to do the topic number first, assessment and evaluation, and topic number third, continuous and comprehensive evaluation. Okay. So then your, two question has covered, even three question has covered. And after that, you can do that. Okay. Do the, middle part also for the short questions if you want. Okay. So I have, make the notes of the middle part also. Tool of assessment or assessment tool. Okay. First of all, we should know about what is assessment tool or tool of assessment. Okay. I show you guys. Okay. If you have forgotten. ये देखिए, just see it. This one. This is your syllabus now, right? So this part we are done. Assessment and evaluations, है ना? Everything. Meaning, assessment, evaluations, ठीक है? ये purpose, ये diagnostic, ये last में will do. Continuous and comprehensive evaluations we are done in today lectures. So now we are doing this part. Tools of assessment, ठीक है? Right? So we move to the page number 27. 26 and 27. It is on 30. Tools of assessment. Okay. So first of all, tools of assessment. What are in? There are a lot of tool of assessment, but in our syllabus is one is project, one is test, essay type test, objective type test. Okay, and one there was one more. Okay. First of all, we should know that what is the meaning of a tool of assessment or assessment tool. So guys, the meaning of assessment tool is that assessment tool is a technique or method of evaluating information to determine how much a person, means student, how much a person knows and whether this knowledge aligns with the bigger picture of a theory or a framework. Assessment tools or techniques are used to measure a student's academic ability, fluency, and skills in a specific subject, or to measure one's progress towards academic proficiency in a specific subject area. Guys, if we are not using the assessment tools, evaluations tools, we are becoming the reasons for getting a less marks, by the students. Students are not developing full. Okay, we are becoming the reasons. Okay, we have to use these. These are the very important things. So these all things assessment tools. Okay, now, okay, there is a one important. Sometimes in a short question, what are the characteristics of assessment tool? So guys, you have to remember whatever the assessment tool you are using, whether it is a questionnaire, whether it is a project, any survey, any rating scale, any anecdotal test, anything, Sana, for the checking the students' progress, outcome of the students, learning outcome of the students, IQ level of the students, weakening areas of the students, whatever the tools you are putting on the students, you have to see these four things. That tool should be reliable. That tool should be valid. What is the difference between reliability and validity? I ask one question for you, from you. Okay. Suppose watch, there is a one watch. Watch is giving the time 5 minutes late. Every time when you see the watch. Morning you see the watch, time is, already, it is giving 5 minutes late. Afternoon you see the watch, again that watch is giving time 5 minutes late. Evening you see the watch, time is giving 5 minutes late. So tell me, tell me the watch is reliable or valid or unreliable? The answer is watch is reliable but not valid. Right? How it is a reliable, guys? Because of that, every time when you see that consistently, the watch is giving 5 minutes late. When you see the time in the morning, it is giving 5 minutes late. But in the afternoon and evening, it is not giving 10-minute late. It is giving the time 5-minute late. So reliability is concerned with the consistency. Consistently, it is giving the 5-minute late. Even you see the time after 5 minutes, 5 days. Watch is reliable, but watch is not valid. Why it is not valid? Because what is the purpose of watch? Why the watch, has discovered? Why the watch had discovered? Watch discovered because of to see that to give the correct time, right? But the watch is not giving the correct time. It means watch is not valid. So guys, when the IQ, you want to check the IQ level of the student, so then you have to see that it should be valid. It should measure only the intelligent quotient of the student, not the personality. If you want to check the personality of the student, then the tool, whatever the assessment tool you are using, it should check only the personality of the student, not the IQ level, not the creativity, not the other things. Got it? So this is the important things. Characteristics of assessment tools are: tools should be reliable, tool should be valid. I have explained you reliability and validity, equitable and standardizations. Okay, so there should be a standardizations. It should meet the criteria. Okay, you can learn that. Okay, into 2-3 things you, right? Koi be any of the tool, right? Now, tool of assessment, Hana, it is in our syllabus. Just I have shown you tools of assessment: assignment, project, test, their merits, and this. So assignment. Okay, and the question has come: how explain the assignment as a tool of assessment? So I have explained assignment. Assignment basically you give to the student. Hana, you know that it provides the opportunity for students to learn, practice, and demonstrate they have achieved the learning goal. Okay, you should give the assignment every day. You are teaching to the students, give the assignment. Okay, you're not giving the assignment, they will not learn. Okay, you're not motivating the student, right? So how the assignment is, okay, it should be, you should pay attention of this. Then project, second, project assessment tool is all about the project assessment tools, right? Then third is a essay type test. Test again, two types of a test: objective and essay type. So first I have explained essay type test. So essay type test is a form of a written examination. It is a set of a containing questions that requires the examinee to write several paragraphs in their own word. So basically, what happens? It is written here, critical thinking, originality, and ability. You can improve with the help of essay type test. Essay type test, there are two types: restricted and extended. Restricted हो गए close ended, and one हो गए open ended. Open ended you can write anything. Restricted मतलब you have restricted yes या no, right? Open ended you have given the freedom. Okay, they can openly. Advantages of essay type test ये देखो था ना in the syllabus. Merits, demerits. Advantages या merits are both are same thing. Essay type test and disadvantages of essay type test. Then short answer, it is a type of essay type test. Then आ गया हमारा objective type test. Objective, you know that in the multiple choice question, in the multiple choice, in the filling the blanks, yes or no, है ना, objective type test होते हैं, है ना. These are the easy, you can learn that. तो ये सारा का सारा objective type test, yes or no, ये देखिए, right or not. Multiple choice item is also called the objective type test. Okay, so how to write in, and these are the advantages of a objective type test and disadvantages of the objective type test, right guys? After that, in the last, I have given you the some additional notes. Okay, guys. So here you can learn principle of evaluation, because concept of evaluation is clear to you. So principle of evaluation is a very simple, right? Then functions of evaluation, even we are done. In the starting pages, purpose and functions of evaluation. Thana, you remember? Okay. So it has repeat. Types of evaluations. Yeah, these are the types of evaluations, right? Learn Kalena, this is important, right? Okay, for short answers. Types of evaluations: formative है, summative है, prognostic है, diagnostic है, norm reference based है, criterion reference based है, quantitative and qualitative है. So explained, all I have explained. Okay. Qualitative कैसे है, quantitative कैसे है, right? Characteristics of evaluations in the last, steps involved in the evaluation, right? You can learn it. And in the last evaluation in the teaching and learning process, ye bhi we are already done, है ना? This one in the starting pages. Okay. Last में in the short, sometimes questions come difference between formative and summative evaluation, right? Formative and summative we already done in the PPT in the starting, right? So details I have written here also. Comparison between assessment and evaluations. So guys, all the 58 pages we have discussed, right? Now you can see your paper. This is your paper, right? So basically, sections A part we are done, right? And if you see the C part, so C part maybe under the C part, ye dekhiye, meaning of assessment we are done, purpose of a diagnostic assessment, demerits of a essay type test, it is in the notes. Limitations of a project as a tool of assessment, even I have defined the project as a tool of assessment, uske sare, right? Significance of a continuous and comprehensive evaluation. So 5 short questions and 4 section A part we are done, right guys? In the next class, which I will take on the Sunday, today is 25th, Sunday I think is on, Sunday is on 28th, right? So on the 28th guys, we will finish rest of the part. So this one we also done, right? Okay, so yes, sections B part we will do that, okay, on Sunday. Okay, now you have the times, 3 full days you can finish, up to the this part of section A, right guys? On the Sunday we will do this part, and along with, if we get a time, so we'll start exam preparation class of a second paper also, gender, school and society, because these are very easy. It is only 1.5 hours, right guys? So thank you so much guys for this class. Thanks to all of you, thank you so much.